Hey everyone, I'm Chinny. Welcome to another episode of Chin Up and Rise. Today we are joined by Alicia, who is also the founder of Artistra Studio. And Artistra Studio is actually Singapore's first sneakers art jamming studio. Artistra was actually started as an online customizable shoes platform, the A label, during the COVID days. However, it started gaining more traction and Alicia decided to transit it and make it a full-time business. To date, Artistra Studio has over 11,000 customers within a very short span of just 19 months. Without further ado, let us welcome Alicia on set. Hi Alicia.
Hi, I'm Alicia. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so maybe we can start off by giving our viewers a brief introduction as to how you ended up here today.
Okay, so it needs to go back to the A level. So I started the A level. It's a online shoe customization. So people send me their order, and then I will customize the shoe for them.
Yeah.
So honestly, it started because I had student loans to pay off. Okay, so when I was in uni, I thought to myself, okay, I did not want to start after I graduate, like to start earning money and then pay off my loan. So I thought I wanted to start when I'm still in uni. So I thought, okay, part-time is not really a viable option, especially during COVID. So I thought, okay, why not start an online business? Honestly, I had no art talents at that point of time.
Okay.
I don't know how it started. I think by luck also, because actually I saw a customized Air Force One on TikTok. And I really liked it, but it was based in US and the shipping fee was really expensive. So I thought, okay, why not I try and make one myself? So I watched some tutorials and that's how I actually made my first pair of customized sneakers. And then of course I posted it online. And actually a lot of people were like, oh, do you mind helping me? I pay you a fee.
Okay.
And that's how I thought, okay, maybe I can do this as my side hustle during my uni.
Was it very time consuming to actually customize one pair? How long does it normally take?
Wow, I can work until 7 a.m. and then attend lesson at 8 a.m.
So you don't sleep at all?
There are times where I really don't sleep, maybe 2 hours. Yeah,
Wow.
actually that was like probably one of my toughest period. Like I will break down from time to time. Yeah.
Because of the side
Because
hustle?
of stress and very tired lor. Yeah.
Okay. Then how do you actually handle stress at the point of time? I mean, I'm pretty sure now you have evolved. So how do you handle it at that point of time?
Usually I will just cry out. And then I'll feel better.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's my coping mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah, but sorry. So after the...
Okay, so of course when I think I was in my second year, and then I was thinking, okay, where will A label go after if I start working? So that's when I really put into thoughts, and then I thought, why not? I mean, I'm still young. There's nothing to lose, so I thought, why not start a business instead of working in the corporate world? So that's how it started, and I thought, okay, there's no sneakers workshop in Singapore. So I thought, why not let people try and customize their own sneakers? And then of course we also take into consideration for people who are not so good at arts. So that's how we actually provide stencils.
Okay.
Yes, and then we provide guidance as well.
I see. So it's actually like art jamming, just that the canvas you are using is your sneakers.
Yes.
Right. So do the sneakers is something that you all will provide as well, right?
Yes. Everything is included.
And so before you actually transited your A label to Artistra, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of uncertainties, especially when there wasn't any sneakers workshop in Singapore, right? So everything is first mover advantage. Yeah. In my mind, when I was thinking of that, right, there's a lot of uncertainties. I'm not sure whether I can just jump into it. So what were you feeling at a point of time?
Okay, of course I'm scared. But I think personality-wise, I am a bit of the just do it lah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I say, I got nothing to lose. The only thing that I'm gonna lose is money lor, and whatever that I saved up for my student loan. So I took that amount of money and put into Artistra.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. If I got no customer and no sales, so what I can do is actually to continue A-level okay, on a monthly basis, and then maybe use that to pay my fixed expenses, which is my rentals and all. Yeah,
Okay.
that was that was my idea lah. Yeah.
Okay. So at least you have a plan before you actually jumped into it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now, how is Artistra doing? Do you have corporate events as well?
Yes, we do. Actually, I think about 40% of our revenue that come
Oh.
from corporate. And so it's quite a big chunk also.
Okay, so it's a good bonding activity.
Yes. So because I feel personally, sneakers are generally is quite gender friendly. So both genders
Can do.
yeah, can do. And then it's also how to say good for all ages.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean sneakers, everybody wears sneakers, maybe from time to time.
Yeah. So, do you always think that you wanted to be a boss, or that is something that along the way suddenly you just realize actually being a boss is not too bad either?
No, honestly, no. Okay, so when I mean, the whole point of me working so hard to go to uni is because I thought I was gonna graduate and then get a corporate job, 9 to 5. Yeah. So I think after starting my own business, like the side hustle, the A-level, I find a lot of fulfillment lah. Yeah, in owning my own business. I can work my own time. Nobody can tell me what to do. So I thought, okay, maybe I can try it out. And if it doesn't work out, then I was going to maybe like close and after that go and work a corporate job.
Okay, so this A-label actually started out because you wanted to do part-time. But at the same time, you couldn't do part-time because it was during circuit, right? So do you think it's actually very important for people or like university students or poly students to actually expose themselves to doing part-time as well? Yeah.
I think yes. I mean, for me, I started working since I was 14. Part-time.
14 years old.
Yes.
That is illegal.
Yes, my pay was $4 per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's important because it builds character, I would say. And then if you have never go into a working force, be it part-time or internship, before you start working, I think you're losing out lah, to be honest, yeah. Compared to most of the people who actually take up part-times. And I think it's not just about the money you're earning, it's also about the experience and also exposing yourself to different industries. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great. I fully agree with you on that also because personally, I started working part-time since 18 and through university days.
Okay.
I mean, it was tough, but actually it taught me how to manage my time properly. It also exposed me to society, meaning to say how to actually properly interact with people of different ages and of different personalities. Yeah. And so why have you been, like, or why were you so, or like a better word, why were you so chiong in your younger days?
I felt like I didn't have a choice. I didn't come from a very good family background. So it wasn't really a choice where I had to start working and then maybe because, I mean, when you enter secondary school, your friends start to go out. And then maybe go to the movies or just hang out. And I came from a single parent family. So I didn't have the luxury of having like parents to give like a good amount of allowance that actually enough to hang out with friends. So so my allowance was enough for me to have like my meals in school or out, but it wasn't enough for me to hang out with my friends. So I had to start working and then not take the money lah, because I mean we barely have enough because I got 2 more sisters. And then that's how I started finding a job and then working part-time.
Okay. So what were some of the challenges that you faced while building this business or like while working part-time, especially when you started working at such a young age?
Yeah, okay. To be honest, I think this whole working part-time thing took, I think it set me back in terms of my education. So I mean, at the point of time when I was 14, I was already in normal technical stream. So after that, okay, so when I was in NT, I didn't really have much plans. So at that point of time, I was still very lost. And I thought, okay, my next choice is to go ITE lah, just make it to ITE. And then from ITE, that was when I was still working part-time. That was when I thought, okay, I should try and aim for poly. Okay, because of course, same thing. I did not have the luxury of going for private diplomas at the point of time. So I thought, okay, should try and go to poly. And then during my last year of ITE, that was when I really worked very, very hard to make sure that I can get into a poly. And then once I get into poly, I think that I really saw hope that, okay, maybe I can make it to local U. And that was my next goal.
Right.
Yeah. So, of course, when I tell a lot of people around me or my family that I want to go local U, I did not have very good response because they were like, huh? You know how hard is it or not?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the whole Asian parent thing, like, it's very hard. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I just believed in myself. I think that's one thing about me. Yeah. I just tell myself, okay, just try. You know, got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
Same thing.
correct.
Yeah. So I worked really, really hard when I was in poly. But I stopped working. That was when I stopped. Okay, because my first semester, right, I actually was still working. Part-time. And I was very, very disappointed in myself when I saw my first GPA.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't up to my expectation. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't up to my expectation. That was when I thought myself, okay, maybe I should try and stop working. And then I really put all my efforts into studying. And then because when you do well in school and then you don't come from a very good family background, they actually give a lot of scholarships, a lot of bursaries.
Correct.
So that was what sustained me throughout the 3 years in poly.
Okay. And also, just now you actually touched on a little bit on something that I wanted to discuss as well. I mean, it's a very Asian culture kind of thing, right? When you come from, let's say, ITE, people will have that connotation that, after ITE, if you want to try poly, it's a bonus, but it's going to be very hard for you to go there. So do you actually have a lot of that kind of comments?
Oh, for sure.
And how do you actually deal with it?
Okay, be it online. I mean, online also have. Yeah, I remember I think it was Twitter or AskFM at one time.
Probably both levels.
You cannot go for it, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, is it like self-confident or what? I said, no, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had this lecturer. I think I think her intention wasn't bad, but she was telling all of us like, oh, it's very hard to go to poly. Maybe you shouldn't set expectation this high. Maybe you should just try and start working after ITE. But I don't know. Sometimes when I take such comment, I see it as a motivation for me lah, at least. Yeah.
Rebellious you
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought like, okay, if you say I cannot, the more I want to do it. Yeah.
Okay. And then personally, how do you keep yourself motivated? Because right, IT to poly to uni is a very long process.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and you know your friends have already started working for years
yes.
before you even finish your education. Then how do you push yourself through this period of time?
Okay, I wouldn't say that I like to study.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I am very goal driven. So when I set myself to wanting to do something, I'm gonna do it. So I think that's what pushed me lah.
Okay.
So if let's say my goal, I don't set long term. I do set long term goal and then short term goal. So maybe my short term goal, let's say for when I was in poly, I will tell myself, hey, this semester what GPA do I want?
Okay.
Yeah, or what do I want to achieve? Yeah, and that's how. I think time passed very fast also.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like it was a long journey. Looking back, it was. But when I was in it, I didn't feel like it was a long journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you are faced with situation, for example, in your year one of poly, you realize that your grades weren't good, right?
Yeah.
So when you are dealt with that kind of disappointment, I'm pretty sure in business-wise, there's also such cases. How do you handle your disappointment?
Wow.
How do you actually treat this disappointment in your journey of life and success?
Okay, for me, I think when I didn't achieve what I want, I think maybe you just get sad for a period of time. And then you get over it. And then you tell yourself, okay, then I'm going to try harder. Like, yes, maybe I didn't get what I want now, but eventually I'll get there. Yeah. So you just have to put in more effort lah. And I think self-belief is very important.
Self-belief, self-confidence.
Yeah.
How do you train that out of someone who doesn't have self-belief?
Wow. Initially I also don't have. I think I used to be very, very insecure, especially in secondary school.
Yeah.
So, how bad it was, right? My mom had to walk me to school all the way until I was, I think, sec 1 or sec 2. Because I was so scared to go to school. And then because I was very small size.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how insecure I was. But I think hanging out with the right people, okay, that's one thing. And then, I mean, they don't have to tell you that, you can do it. But I mean, those help. So when I was in poly, I think I gained a lot of self-confidence in terms of my studies, because a lot of lecturers tell me that, they believe in me, or like, you're gonna like do good. Yeah. Right. So I think those help a lot.
Okay.
Because when people start believing in you, then you tell yourself like, then why do I believe in myself?
Okay. So it sounds to me that maybe what you actually did was to change your environment.
I think yes.
And eventually when you start to be exposed to a different environment, a more positive one, that will also rub off to yourself. Rub onto yourself as well. Okay, that's great. Then in terms of business, did you face, or like when was the toughest time that you actually experienced within the past 19 months?
So it was a good stress because like I said, when I started, I wasn't expecting it to be like busy. So I was honestly thinking that I'm gonna work in studio every day, and then I would just handle everything myself. So I didn't employ anyone. Then at the start, it was just me and my partner, which is my fiance. He helped me a lot throughout and especially at the beginning. So when we started, I think everything started because of TikTok. One of our platforms, TikTok, blew up, and then we started getting like a lot of booking. I remember the first 2 months was fully booked. Like 0 slots. Like, so when customer call me like, when's the next slot? It's like
2 months later.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good stress. Yeah, I was very, very happy, but at the same time, I was extremely exhausted.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very tiring, because you really only sleep like same thing 3 hours a day. And then you need to go to work, and then you need to prep for the day before, because we like I said, we do stencil, so we have to prep the day before or like 2 days before. And yeah, it was very, very difficult. Then that was when we were like, okay, we need to hire people. I think within the first month in, we started hiring. So we had our first part-timer, the second, and then it slowly grew. Yeah. So there was one point in time, I think we have like over 10 part-timers. Yeah.
Okay, wow. But at least you managed to get more rest.
Yeah. Then eventually, like now this year, it's more lax like, because I don't go down anymore. I do more of the back end stuff.
Okay, understand. And then so before you transited from the A label to Artistra, right? How do you know it was a good time to transit to do a studio? Because similarly, a lot of let's say bakeries, online home bakeries, they are always based at home, right? But when is a good time to actually transit to a physical store?
Okay. So I think the A label was going on for close to 2 years, or around 2 years. And at the point of time, I was in my, I think, second year in uni, right? And okay, to be honest, I actually dropped honors, honors program. So I was thinking between the two, whether I want to finish uni early, which is about 1 year earlier. Dropping my honors program, and then go and start my business. Because me studying for another year means I will incur more costs. Uni fees, So I tell myself, okay, why not just finish school early? If that is what I thought for a few months, and then I thought, okay, why not just try? So I mean, A level was doing relatively well as well.
Okay.
So it gave me a confidence of maybe like people will like this idea. So that was how it started. I finished school early. I mean, I still graduate, but without honors.
Important.
Okay. Then after that, I took whatever that I saved up and I put into Artistra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think are the three most important factors that contributed to the success of Artistra right now?
Three most important.
Yeah.
Right, I need time to think. I think marketing is very important. That's probably my top. I think you can have a very, very good business idea, but if you are not doing your marketing well or your social media well, then nobody's gonna know about the idea.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hire a good marketing manager.
I'm doing marketing myself.
Oh, okay.
Because I studied marketing myself when I was in uni. But I think yes, having a very curated content or like image is very important. Then that's how people want to follow you and want to keep up with your social media platform. Second is definitely your team, the people that are working for you. Yeah. So I think having good team or employees is very important because they are the one interacting with your customers.
Right.
And when your customer had a good experience, word of mouth is very important.
Correct. Yeah. Especially in Singapore.
Especially for us when it comes to corporate. So most of them are through word of mouth. Yes.
Okay.
So when they have a good experience, that's how your business can spread as well. Yeah.
Correct.
And it's free marketing as long as you know the customer interaction is good and they had a good experience.
And maybe the third pointer? Oh, don't have.
No, I think have. Wait, just let me think. I'm trying to see which are the top three.
Your UAP. Unique.
Yeah.
USP.
So your USP is very important also. I think, for example, we have a first mover advantage, right? But who am I to say that no one is going to enter this?
I'm gonna enter it after this.
So you get what I mean? So I think having a USP is very important as much as you have a first mover advantage. So I think our USP is definitely our sneakers are waterproof.
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing. Just saying that we do have like another competitor. Yes, yeah. But from what I know, they don't use the paint that we are using. Okay, the paint that we are using are special kind of paint that is waterproof and they are shipped from US itself. Yeah, so you cannot buy it anywhere else. Then another USP we have is stencil. It takes up a lot of time. I think stencil is the one that is like the bottleneck of our whole process.
I see.
Yes, so we spend a lot of time on stencil, and then there's a lot of back and forth with customer when it comes to stencil.
For those people who actually don't do art, I mean, do you want to explain what stencil is?
Okay, so for those that are not so good at art or don't know how to, cannot really draw.
Yeah.
So stencil is like a decal, a sticker, whereby you place on the shoe and then you pin over. So once you are done, you peel it off, then the design is there. So it's very, very simple. It really doesn't require art background. So when I went into this, that was one of my main criteria. So I mean, it's not often where you see people are good at art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So I wanted to make it like friendly for all. Yeah. So that's how stencil came about.
Okay, so on the second point that you mentioned just now, right, having a team is very important. And I would think that having a reliable and driven team is also very important. So actually, how do you filter and how do you actually choose who to hire?
Wow. Okay, so most of our hiring process is through online. So I'll just post on social media like, oh, we are hiring. Then people sign up. So usually they will need to do like a brief introduction of themselves. I think through that you can tell whether this person is suitable for a team. How the person, because I do receive applications that are they don't really explain much about themselves. Okay. But I really want to see what they can say about themselves, and then from there I was like, okay, maybe we can we don't really have an interview process. Most of the time when I commit to one person, usually I will hire that person. Okay. So usually I will say, okay, why not you come now for training?
Okay.
Yeah. So we will usually just offer them a pair of stickers and then let them pin. So my staff also do not require any art background.
Art background.
Yeah.
I see. And
I mean, it's a bonus, but it's
Yeah.
not a requirement. Yeah.
so from what I hear, it's more of a vibe check, like whether you feed the team or not.
Yes.
Okay, and I mean, from your Instagram, I always see that your team always having fun and they're
Yeah.
really enjoying themselves a lot. So, as a business owner, right, how can you, like, what are some things that you can do to actually bond a team and inculcate such a culture?
I think I trust them a lot. Okay, so I really do not check on them. And I think when you trust your employees, they can feel it lah, and then they will know what to do. I don't know how to say it. It's like I don't like to micromanage.
Okay.
Okay, unless I need to say something. Usually I will just tell them, and then I will tell them nicely. I have never scolded anyone, and I don't think I can ever scold them. Yeah. I mean, okay, so the environment I try to create in Artistra is like friends. Yeah. So some time to time I try not to say like they are my employees, my staff. I will usually
you say
use
they
the
are my friends.
my team.
Oh, my
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But sometimes
the
I have
watch.
to say like, my staff will help you.
yeah,
I cannot say my
sorry.
friend will help you. Yeah. And most of the time when customer come in, they're like, oh, are you guys all like started this together? Yeah. And I try not to look a bit bossy when so like usually sometimes they were like, oh, I didn't know you're the boss.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the kind of what I'm striving for.
Understand.
So try not to have like so much differentiation among all of us. Then so yes, I do spend a lot of money and effort and time in team bonding because I think because I started working at such a young age, I honestly never really had a good experience. I never keep in contact with anyone that I've worked with last time.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time you don't. You just work and work and you just buy. You know,
Right.
maybe we follow each other on social media, but we don't ever meet up. So I think to me it is very important that my staff comes to work and they feel excited about their shift. That's really what I'm striving for. So, I mean, you get excited when you're working with a friend. Basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So I mean, you don't want to go to work and then like, oh, see, I'm working with this person, or like just another working day. But you feel excited when you go to work, and then I think because of that, because we spend so much time bonding them, and then they're very nice to each other. They are all friends, I would say. Yeah.
But they do come and go, right? Because part-timers
Oh,
means they are
yes.
just here for a while and then they will leave.
Yeah.
So you are actually not wasting, but you are spending resources and time to actually train them. And after this person go, you need to train another one again. So how do you handle this situation? Or just an ongoing thing?
I think it's not so much of. I mean, people come and go, and they go for good reasons. Most of them are uni students, so they graduate and then they move on to full-time jobs.
Yes.
Which I am very happy for them. You know,
Yeah.
most of them like study really hard.
Yeah.
And to me, initially it was very hard for me to accept. To be honest, I feel so sad to let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for some that work very long with me. Yeah, so. But it's no choice. I cannot pay them the salary that they can get when they go to a corporate world.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I never really see it as a wasted resources.
Okay. And so for a business like Artistra, right, there will bound to be more and more competitors
Yes.
along the years.
Yes.
So how do you intend to keep innovating and making sure that Artistra stays on top?
Honestly, I never really thought about that. I think us having the first mover advantage is already like good enough lah. And then to be honest, even though it's an idea where people can adopt, but I feel personally, because confidence okay, I feel like most people might not be able to do as well as I. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what was the moment in your business growth that you decided that, okay, this is it. I'm not going to go for a corporate job, even though I have a degree. I'm just going to focus fully and give it my all to cultivate and to nurture this baby.
Wow, I think once you are self-employed, it's really very hard to go back.
Go back.
Yes, like I think I'm sure
I
you know
understand.
as well. Yeah, I think it's not just about the money.
Yes.
Okay, it's about the flexibility and the fulfillment you get. Yeah, because you are working for yourself, and I mean I'm okay if someone is telling me what to do, even though I have my own ideas. But the thing is, I just don't see myself working for someone else's dream. Yes.
Okay. And so maybe going back a little bit to how you first started, right? I think a lot of people would think that generally life isn't fair. Yeah, and a lot of people will be thinking that, oh, since I'm already in this circle, life has dealt me this deck of cards. I'll just take it and I'll just go with the flow. But from your story and from your testimony, you actually managed to break out of the loop or like the cycle that you were in. What were some things that you actually did to bring yourself out of it? Was there a major shift in mindset that we should adopt?
I think most of it is mindset. Yeah, like I said before, I was very insecure. I was very lost. Yeah, throughout my life. But I think okay. So to me, it's very important to set goals for yourself.
Yeah.
Small goals. What you want to achieve next, and then you work towards that. Yeah. So I think throughout my life, that is what I'm trying to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goals to you is super, super important.
I think it's what drives me, especially when you're working for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to set goals. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe before we go, do you have any parting advice for people who maybe want to step out and do their business, but they are not ready, or they feel like they are not ready, or they feel like this one might fail? What are some things that you can actually tell them?
I think don't think too much. Okay, I'm not saying like you should just, if you have an idea the day before and then you should just go and do it the next day.
Yeah.
But I feel like you shouldn't overthink too much. Okay, you still have to have a proper plan, but I feel like especially if you are young, just do it. You really got nothing to lose. Yeah, I can't emphasize more because what do you have to lose? I don't know. I mean, yes, money, but money can earn back. That's what I always say. Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, okay, for me, right, I think I'm very scared of regrets. And that's what pushes me. You know, I know if 10 years down the road, if I know that I forgo this opportunity or I didn't start this, I'm going to regret it.
Yeah.
Or someone else would.
Correct.
So why not just try? Yeah. So why not just try? Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for coming to the podcast today to share your whole journey with us. Before we go, maybe you would like to give Artistra a shout out?
Okay, thank you for having me. So if you guys are looking for any date ideas or team bonding events, you guys can come to Artistra Studio and pin sneakers. I feel like this is an one-of-kind experience, so do come by and we would love to have you.
Yeah, so we have come to the end of
Thank you.
the podcast today. Yeah. So, bye. See you. Thank you guys for tuning in to Chin Up and Rise. We have also collated the key pointers of today's episodes. All you can do is actually click the link down below to have access to all this. And you can also follow us on the social media handles down below for more content and update. Before you go, do remember to give us a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.